All right, everybody. Good. What day is it? Thursday. Happy Thursday afternoon. Just real quick video here. Just want to put this up here so you guys get an idea of what the models are looking like. First of all, I want to start with what we're looking at here. You can see our system is sitting right about here, right on the Yucatan Peninsula, the northeast part. Should be coming out here later today. The blue line you see here, that's Recon. Recon is out in the storm right now, so that's actually really good news. We'll get some data. Probably going to pop out over here. And then you can see some of the tracks that we're seeing here, keeping it a depression up towards here, maybe a storm. Some models saying it would be possibly a tropical storm. Alex would be the name. The bottom line is the center is right here. You see it over here, the Yucatan Peninsula? Look where all the clouds, all the weather's out to the north and east of it. And that's likely to continue. So it's going to make it tough to really strengthen this thing. I think, though, when it gets up in here, just west of the Keys, off of Marco Island, it might have a small chance to ramp up just a little bit. I just don't think this is going to be a major storm, and I do think it's mainly going to be affected South Florida than anything else. But it could shift a little bit further to the north, and so really it's a tropical rainmaker, right? We're trying to figure out exactly where that's going to go. So getting Recon in there today is really going to help things out. Let's jump over. Let me start with, let's just start with the Hurricane Center here. So they're saying right now, you see the red there, they've got a 90-90, right? 90% chance that we get something out of it today, 90 next 5 days, days 3, 4, and 5. Our concern is the first 90, right? The next 48 hours, because this is a Friday night, Saturday time frame, and they're thinking somewhere in this area where it has that chance to develop just a little bit. There's the Recon that's out there right now. Again, you can see they're off the tip of the Yucatan. The winds I'm seeing right now, those yellows and some of those pinks there, are generally in the upper 20s, like 28-mile-per-hour winds. So that's nothing major at this point. Remember, we need 39 to get tropical storm, right? And then 74 to get hurricane strength. So definitely don't think that, but could get tropical storm. But anyways, Recon came out of Keesler. They're sitting out there right now. All right, let's talk pressure. So very low, very high pressures for a low pressure, right? It's not a deep storm at this point. But the wind, you're starting to see a little bit of rotation around here, broad area of rotation. Nothing too exciting at this point. Everybody loves spaghetti plots, so let's look at it. Here they are. They actually seem to take it, I think, a little north than what it is. So we'll see if that jogs to the north. And then they take most of it across South Florida towards Lake Okeechobee. And remember, most of the weather, I think, will be along and to the right of where this is. And so that's where the heaviest rains are going to be, and south of that especially. So those are spaghetti plots. This is a look at, what is this, the European. European really jumps this thing further to the north and then takes it off to the east. But still, it's in South Florida. It's starting to agree a little bit more with the GFS as well. Here's another look at that. It's all kind of spread out. So that's why there's a little bit of that unsure of where's it going to go. So let's back up. This is the GFS model. And it looks like it's initialized pretty well here, maybe a little far to the east. You see the Yucatan Peninsula here. There's the model. And so now let's go out in time. Let's go out to tomorrow morning. This is Friday morning. You see the low sitting out here, 1,001 millibars. That's not very low, right? So we're not talking a lot of wind at this point, especially, but certainly the rain. And look where the low is here. Look where all the weather is. It's out here to the east because there's a lot of shear coming in. We've got a ton of shear coming in this direction right here. Well, that's going to kind of lift north with it as it goes, but that's what's helping to blow a lot of this off to the east at this particular time. All right, let's see if I can get rid of that. Okay, so now, I don't want this, turn this off. Okay, so let's go out a little bit more in time. I want to go out to tomorrow evening. And by sunset, look at that. We've already got some rain, mainly in southwest Florida, but Sarasota County down to Northport, perhaps a little bit of rain starting. And then watch as we go through Saturday morning sunrise. Look where all the heavy rain is. This is the GFS model. You can see it's all down Fort Myers southward, down to Marco especially, getting kind of hit. I mean, if this comes, we won't have much at all in the Tampa area. But you can see Highlands County, I think we'll see more. Like our viewing area includes Highlands County, and I think they'll see more than anybody else in the viewing area. But you can see the low tracking right across Alligator Alley. moving over towards Fort Lauderdale, West Palm, and then by sunset Saturday, let me back up, that's sunset Saturday, you can see everything's moving out of here. So this is a Friday night, Saturday during the day type thing. That's for the GFS. Let's go over real fast. Look at the European. Remember, the European's always been further to the north. Look where the European has this thing. It's got the center. We think the center is right about here. Let me circle this for you. I think the center is somewhere right in here. European initialized it here. It's not far off, but it's not exactly where it needs to be. So we'll see. All right. Now let's go out in time here. See, now the European is much further to the north. The GFS was over here. The European's right here. Still, it's got all this sheared area, right? That's where all the weather is. And the center is still right in here. So, yeah, still seeing the shear up there. Now, when the shear relaxes, it tries to throw a little bit more moisture. Look how much further. Remember, the GFS has the low sitting over here. European's out here. Still sheared everything off to the right. Now let's go out a little bit further. See, that brings a little bit more rain to us. I mean, just think about I-4 is, you know, right here, right? So that's really going to be the dividing line for whoever gets more rain than anything else. And then you can see this, by the way, time-wise, is Saturday afternoon. That's Saturday at sunset. Almost all the rain's over on the East Coast at this point, and then we're cleared out. So very, very similar as far as that goes. Let me back up here real fast and just show you some winds with the European, at least. Let me back up here because it's not a lot of wind. Those are in the teens in our area. Now it's got some yellow. Some of the yellows in here are in the 20s, and that's down along the coast, and that's down towards Fort Myers, down towards Sanibel, those areas. It just does not have a lot of wind. I mean, look at the numbers over Florida. There you go, teens to maybe 20-mile-per-hour winds. And it will all be blowing northeast, really, so it'll be blowing offshore, so no surge. I mean, that is not tropical storm. We would not get a tropical storm warning for our area if that was the case. We could definitely see a watch, especially south of I-4. I'd say Sarasota southward. This is the shear. Oh, you know what? Let's show you the GFS wind. I haven't done that. Let's do that. GFS wind right here. Back up a little bit. It has strengthened it a little bit. But again, most of that high wind's offshore, and it's not even high. I mean, we're talking 30s, perhaps some 40s in places, but not here, not in the Tampa area. Right? It's still saying teens for us, if that, and keeps it over to the south. Here's the shear. Let's back up. Here's where it is now. Look, this is where we have the center now, somewhere in here. Okay? You can see all that wind shear. Now, watch as we go out in time. Let's go out through tomorrow sunrise. We've got the center somewhere in here, and we still have all this shear. See all that? And we even have some in like this. And so that's still going to continue to put most of the weather over here. Right? That's Friday. Then as we go through Friday afternoon, that's sunset. We've got the GFS is what we're looking at. It says the center somewhere in here. Look at all that shear. I mean, all the weather's out here again and up into here. So, forecast models as far as intensity goes, yeah, kind of there's the line for tropical storm, right? I didn't draw a very straight line. Most of them are kind of close to it, but this looks a little high, to be honest with you. But what it's showing you is right now they think winds are around 30 knots. So it's not going to take much to get 9 more knots out of it. So it is possible we get Alex out of this. Alex is the next name on the list. Look at the forecast rainfall totals, and you can really see, I know this is far out. That's I-4. You can see, obviously, most of it's south of I-4. This is the GFS model. Again, here's I-4. So it's thinking Highlands County, which is right here, has the most. Some of those numbers are 2 to 4 inches of rainfall. That's not a lot. You get down towards South Florida, you're talking 4, 5, 6 inches of rainfall. Some areas, even towards Marco, you see right here, they've got about 8 inches. So that's just a forecast from the GFS. Here's the European model. It is a little bit further to the north still. Here's the I-4 corridor. You can still see most areas, like Tampa, would be less than an inch. But then you'd get, 3, 4, 5 inches down towards southern Sarasota County, Northport area. So that's it. And again, there's just not a lot of wind with this. It's more of a rainmaker more than anything else. So that's kind of where we are at this point right now. Still have to keep watching it, of course, and that's what we'll keep doing. Couple things to notice. I'll wrap up here real fast. Recon's out there now. We would likely get at least a potential tropical cyclone, if not a tropical depression, out of this. If there's some organization, it's gonna be tough to see. You know, let's go back while I'm here. I can't get under that cloud cover to see we see the winds that we think have that low, but right now it's over land. So it might have to wait until later, maybe another 12 hours, 8 to 12 hours before we get that. But what that will do is bring up some watches along the coast, especially say Northport, Fort Myers, southward, and including the Keys. Of course, I think the Keys will get more in than anybody else really out of this, Keys in South Florida. So that's something that we'll be keeping a close eye on for that. Again, I think right now it's mainly a rainmaker. And even that, you know, there are going to be some areas that don't get any rain out of this, especially obviously the further north you go, and then some areas to the south are going to get a whole lot. So good practice run for sure, kind of getting us ready for the season. It will try and develop a little bit east of Florida, and so mainly a surf maker, I think, for the southeast coast. The surfers in the Carolinas are going to enjoy that, but it will be moving off to the north and east. Okay, guys, I'm going to check the comments here. Thank you for tuning in on this Thursday. Hope you guys have a great one. We'll keep you up there. You noticed you got Grant, you got Natalie, you got Tyler, you got Rich, Autumn. Our whole team is putting a lot of stuff out there on social. I highly encourage you to go out there and follow them on their social platforms because they've been putting out some incredible graphics this week. Working hard on it. Not a big deal, you know, not freaking out about this one at this particular point, but certainly want to watch it. And yeah, I mean, Saturday, if you had Saturday plans, it's not a washout yet, especially north of I-4. But the further south you go, you want to be kind of making some temporary backup plans just in case it turns out. I do think we'll see quite a few clouds the way it goes either way. All right, guys, that's it. I'll check the comments. Hope you have a great rest of your Thursday.